Hello everyone. Hello. I hope you're having a fantastic Friday. It's Friday now. It's Friday. It's Friday, everyone, baby. It's Friday. But yes, I want to firstly say this. There's been a couple of people that's been asking me questions, and before I go to in the mode of Lani Express, yes, my spoken word artist, like person, or the person that I step into as Lani Express when I become the spoken word artist. Now I'm just Laniel Hartzenberg. And there's a couple of things I want to discuss about, so it's called Sage at Words. And I'm going to tag them when I'm done with this live. And yeah, let me just first do this because I'm going to speak to a few questions that has been come up constantly for me, like for people. One of the question is why do you have to pay to vote? Guys, I literally even had to write the questions down. As you can see, I had to write it down because I think it's important for people to be transparent as possible. We're living in a digital world, and transparency is so important. So important. And why you have to pay to vote? So this is a spoken word artist competition, right? It's the same as you voting for idols, your favorite singer. If same way you're voting, if you're going to vote for America's Got what's that thing's name? Oh, let me just have some. Yeah, you know, this is the boss drink with green tea. Yeah, it's the same as you voting for America's Got Talent. Once you make a vote for your favorite participant, your favorite person, you paying, right? Every vote counts. Every vote is in support of that person. So that's the reason why you're voting. The other thing that I need to also make clear is that when you vote online, right, I, Laniel Hartzenberg, cannot see who is voting for me. I cannot see who's voting for me online. Therefore, when I say thank you, I say thank you to you. If you spend because if I think it's 100 Rand for 10 votes, if you spend 10 Rand for one vote, thank you. Like for me, it doesn't matter, even if you're sharing and you don't have the money, as long as you support me. And that is what I'm thankful for. So ek ken my mensies baie goed. So ek moet dit sê that when I'm saying thankful, I'm not calling or saying every person specific, like you or you or you or you. It's because I do not know who was the voting. All I can see is the time, and you can see that too. When you go onto that link, you will be able to see there's a timeline, but I'll show you everything clearly now. I want to show you on my Facebook page. I'm going to put alerts up all the time just for you to see what's happening and how it's going. Thank you so much for all your support. I really do appreciate each and every one of you for taking the time and to just be in support of me in my process. This is due to having people been asking me questions. Like I said, I'm going to show you. Now I've given banking details. And for those who do online, I'm going to show you now when you do online. If I click on the online one, it will obviously take me through the online face dashboard. So here you will see my name. You will see this little play sign will be my spoken word art that I've been doing. And this one will be the votes. Now here you will see under the votes, it shows view votes timeline. That's what I'm going to show you now. I cannot see who's voting for me. I can only see I can only see the amount of votes people have been giving me, or how much basically, and the time votes have been done. But otherwise, there's no names attached to it. So I just want to show you. So that's about it. So that's why I'm saying thank you to each and every person, because I mean, one vote, two votes, three votes. I am thankful to each and every one of you who's take the time, the effort to share, to post, to increase. It doesn't matter what, but you have voted, and I'm happy for that. And thank you for your support and always supporting me. And then what it means is that I can only see timeline, and I can only see the amount of votes that has been given. Just do this for English. Don't I look much better now? Don't you think I look much better? Much better. I can only see the amount of votes that has been given. I am currently sitting on first, but that doesn't mean anything at this moment, because there is still a lot of hours until the 25th. Julle sal nie verstaan hoe voel ek hier binne nie. My hart klop elke keer as ek wakker word die oggend, dan voel ek soos ek gaan net so pa. Dat so, julle sal nie verstaan nie. It's really, really stressful. It feels like I'm on Idols. It feels like I'm on America's Got Talent, and this is really how it feels, right? It's really how it feels, because people are watching my poetry. And like I said, I cannot see who's voting for me in terms of the online platform. I can only see the time frame and the amount, but you can also see that too. Hello, thank you so much, Olga. Thank you for supporting me. Hello, Auntie Sharon, thank you. And even if you share, even if you don't have the money or the means, and I'm going to speak a bit when I'm stepping into Lani Express mode, because right now you're speaking to Lani Harsenberg. This is the person, and I'm stating. So on my list, I've spoken about why you are voting. First of all, it's the same like Idols. It's the same like you have America's Got Talent. When you're voting for on South Africa's Got Talent, or what's that? Where that other guy, Craig Lucas, also won, and people also won, and where you vote in support of the contestant, right? So this is the same thing, why you are voting, because, that's the same thing. Before I go further on and become more philosophical and stepping into that process of the voting, I'm going to step into Lani Express mode, and then I'll become a little bit more philosophical and go a little bit into the things and the things that I really want to speak to you about a little bit after this, right? Okay, so next on the list is why this competition is so important for me to win. This competition is important, and it's very simple. If you felt my poem, ek noem dit die 8ste engel. It's in tribute to my mother. It's in tribute to not only to her, but tribute to all the people that we have lost during COVID. Not only me, but I know many of you sitting there too has lost people in COVID. And the worst part is also that you have lost people in COVID and after COVID due to COVID, right? Some people are still suffering with long-term COVID, and they have various difficulties living a normal life. This poem is about breathing and how we forget that breath is not just something that comes from nothing. It's a divine, spiritual element to life, is to breathe. We breathe oxygen out, in. Kykie, ons haal asem in, ja, so ons breathe oxygen in. And we give koolstof dioxide, carbon dioxide out. Yes, I'm just looking at CO2, O2, yeah, I'm having a lot of natuurwetenskap going in my mind. But it's the same way that plants need to become who they are, because they are taking carbon dioxide in order for them to breathe. How beautiful is that? All living things breathe. And for me, a living thing can be anything from our ant, even our skin breathes. It can be anything from the earth breathes. We as human being breathes. And during COVID, breath was stolen. Yeah, I know that I'm stepping into Lani Express now. That's where I'm becoming very philosophical. I'm stepping into that. So I'm going to be crossing over to Lani Express in the sense that I am stepping into more philosophical point of view when I talk about these things right now. I still want to say I'm so grateful for everybody who has been supporting me. You don't know what it means to me, especially for the type of poem that I basically spoke about. It has to do with so much hurt because COVID was trauma. And the immense of trauma, not only I and my family have experienced, but many people across the world experienced. And when I'm saying that specifically to you is that I'm thankful that we still have unity and able to support one another through this healing process because we are still healing. I am still healing. I'm still grieving the loss of my aunts, my mom, my uncle, my cousin. Yeah, it's a lot of people. I'm still really dealing with that. And COVID wasn't just traumatic for me, it was traumatic for the whole world. And that's what my poem is speaking about, how our breath, which is life, was stolen. It was stolen. So this poem means so much to me in support of the unity, because at this moment all I can think about is that I just want to not have what we had be in vain. I don't know if it makes sense, like my life with my mother or my life in meaningful, because at this moment life is still continuing, and yet we think about like things that happened during that time. It's just gone. People are just gone. I really don't want to cry. I'm thinking to myself, don't cry, because it's just gone. And by winning this competition is more in a sense for stating that their lives were not in vain. Me speaking about healing, me speaking about how COVID affected us and still affecting people like us in this world, that is not in vain. It's not in vain. So, let me step out of this because I'm getting emotional. So I spoke about why you have to vote, right? The voting is because it's a contest. Sage at Words, it's a contest. They are hosting the contest. It's the same like you're voting for someone that's on Idols. It's the same that you're voting for someone on South Africa's Got Talent or America's Got Talent or the World's Got Talent platform. So once you have you ever done that? The thing is that people are struggling to vote, don't trust the online system. I really understand that. That's why I've given my bank account details. And if you don't feel comfortable, it's on the platform. My banking details is there, and then I would then use my card to put the amount that you vote, and only then I will know who is voting, because you will put your name as a reference. That's the only way I will know. But I'm saying, but if you're doing it online, I would not know if you have voted for me. And then I have to say this because I can only see the time and the amount. So when I say thank you, I say thank you to everybody. I say thank you to the one that shared, that liked, that spoke, that encouraged, that's praying. Not for the voting, but for me in my life. I say thank you to you that has shared amongst your church groups and shared amongst your community and shared amongst your friends. I say thank you to you as well. I say thank you that you took maybe your last to vote for me. I say thank you to you. I say thank you to you that know that it's not yet payday. And let me explain to you that how this competition is quite very interesting. Lani Express mode happening right now. Hier gaan ons. Ons nou in. My skouers so lekker trek. Wag, dit is my mond bietjie gaan. Julle kan lekker comment. Hoe gaan dit daar, mensies? Gaan dit goed met julle? Ek hoop dit gaan goed met julle. Ek gee vir my 'n wolsie eet. My mond so bietjie en my teetjie drink wat ek is soos. You see, you kind of get what my favorite color is, eh? It's happening here. Ek hoop alles gaan goed so. Let me go into Line Express mode, which is my spoken word persona that I take on when I step into this space. And this space is about poetry, about spoken word. So the question is about, why do people vote? My question is, why not? It's so easy for singers and so easy for art, for musicians to have these platforms for them, right? So platforms for them to be able to, you will vote for your favorite singer without thinking that 10 rand, that 100 rand, whatever. Let me tell you about spoken word poetry. And there's a difference between spoken word and when you become an author and you're writing a book. People that are, it's very, very difficult to write poetry. It's very difficult. I'm going to say that again in Afrikaans. It's baie moeiliker om 'n gedig te skryf van 'n gedig is dig. Ek moet een sin moet ek in 3 woorde kan sê, sodat jy die begrip en die prentjie van die mooiheid kan proe, kan ruik, kan hoor en kan voel. Dit is digkuns. Is dit pragtig nie? Dit is digkuns. So for my is dit like when spoken word competitions, there's a gap in the market and clearly it's been seen. So why not vote? When you have gone to exclusive books, right? Do you go look for a poetry book? Do you go look for a poetry book? Or do you go look for a book to read? I can guarantee you're not looking for a book to read, poetry book, right? Because it's very, I'm just putting this thing on do not disturb at this moment because I'm getting cold. So why do you vote? Why don't you? Why? The question is, why are you voting for poetry? Because poetry is extremely important and it's extremely difficult craft. It's a craft the same way that we as writers, any form of writing craft, any form of expression, you're giving, you're putting in, you're taking the time, you need to do research. And the thing that people don't quite understand about poetry and digkuns and spoken word artists is the fact that we are researchers. Yo! Do you know how long it takes to write a poem? You can write a poem once. Then you have to rewrite that same poem. You probably have to rewrite it about 4 to 5 times, or maybe 6, sometimes 10, to get to the perfect line. And every word that you are basically saying, it needs to be a word of reference. Thank you, Robin. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It needs to have, and you need to know what you're talking about. Because people question your poem. They don't question your book though, hey? They don't question your book, they question your poem. What did it mean? Why did it make me feel? So when I speak about the importance of poetry and why you should vote and why it's so important to vote, it's because there are many people that are poets and that have true art form and can write beautiful, beautiful, beautiful things, but they're afraid to share. They're afraid to connect. And yet we all connect with thought because we're all thinking. We all are poets. And some of us are spoken word artists, like me. I'm a spoken word artist, performer. But there are people that don't even know Van Peter Snijders, right? He's one of my favorites. But I'm saying in terms of how important it is to have this platform in this competition. The other thing is also one I want to speak to. How important, how digitalization has created this opportunity for me to speak to you at this moment in time right now. And I understand people are fearful because there's a lot of scams happening in the world. It's a lot of scams, people hack, and you'd never want to put your banking details into that little thing, and it makes it difficult, right? I'm just stating that it makes it difficult. So we as South Africans, we're very skeptical about things like that. I know, because we all are. We don't want to give our stuff over the phone. People can hack you, and now those hackers are this and cybersecurity and not everything. Come on, we must be realistic. Those things happen. But like I said, that's why I gave my banking details, and I will definitely have to submit that for everybody to see, because I will be the one who will be able to see who has put their names in, but I cannot see who's voted for me on the platform online, but those who has put money in my bank account, and you know who you are too. But I do believe transparency is one of the most important things in this digital era that we're living in, because it's about trust, right? It's about trust, because you need to trust that the person is going to do what they say they're going to do with the money. And that's about trust. The next question is also that I've been getting is, where is this money going to? I do not know where this money is going to, but I know it's going into support of me. So when you're voting, it's going into support of me. That is something that I will. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to tag the organization that's hosting this thing, and they will have to do that on their own. But for me at this moment, the important thing is that I would love your support in terms of voting for Poetry #1 to have a platform other than just where publishers go out and they only hunt for writing material, writers. You as a poet or spoken word artist, you need to be so clever in how you're going to make your art stand out. Because, like I said, when last did you go to exclusive books and go look for a poetry book to read? When last have you gone to any market where there's books on sale? When last did you go and search for poetry books? So why not have a platform where it can generate income, and for artists like myself, like whatever? People like theater, right? And I always find it very interesting. This is Line Express talking right now. I always find it very interesting that you would go to the movies and you would spend almost 300 rand to go sit in front of a screen, right? But at the Baxter and the Artscape, there are people performing for 120 rand, right? That is culture. That is how energy and how we need to heal ourselves. Now you're sitting in the dark room, eating popcorn, watching a screen for 2 hours, not being able to socialize because you can't talk in the cinema, but the cinema process. I'm not saying that movies are not important, but what I'm saying is the there's not an equal opportunity for artists that's practicing their dancing, their performance, their ballet, practicing their art. So the question is, why ask? Why? It shouldn't be a question. It shouldn't be a question at all. Then thank you to each and everyone for voting for me. And keep on voting because every vote counts. Thank you!